Hello dear students, I am Manisha Sharma from Modi Public School. Hope you all are doing well. In last lecture we have gone through reflection of light by curved surface. Today we will see images formed by spherical mirrors and center of curvature, principal axis, principal focus, focal length, mirror formula and magnification. We will cover it today. In last lecture we also have seen the rules to obtain images. As these rules are very important further, let us revise. You can see here four rules for obtaining images formed by spherical mirrors. Rule 1. The incident ray parallel to the principal axis will pass through the focus after reflection. Here in rule 1, there is concave mirror and convex mirror. So let us see firstly concave mirror. The rules to obtain images in concave mirror. First rule for the concave mirror, the incident ray parallel to the principal axis passes through the focus after reflection. You can see the diagram, no? Principal axis, it is an imaginary line passing through center of curvature and pole. The incident ray parallel passes through the focus. In second rule, it is just reverse of it. Reverse. If the ray of light passes through the focus, it becomes parallel to the principal axis after reflection. Second rule for the concave mirror. Third rule, the incident ray passing through the center of curvature, it retraces its own path after reflection. Means it rebounds. It comes back. The two rays, incident rays and reflected ray, they overlap each other in the third rule. Fourth rule, the incident ray, when it strikes the pole of the mirror, the reflected ray is such that it obeys the laws of reflection, that is angle I is equals to angle R. Got it? You can see in the fourth rule, the incident ray, it strikes the pole of the mirror and the reflected ray is such that angle I is equals to angle R. These are four rules to obtain the images in concave mirror. Any of the two rules we have to use to draw the images. Any of the two rules. Now for the convex mirror, we already have seen before what is concave mirror and convex mirror. The first rule, in the convex mirror we are getting virtual images. So appearance is there. The first rule, the incident ray parallel to the principal axis, it appears to come from focus after reflection. As in the concave mirror it passes through the focus, here it appears to come from the focus after reflection. Second rule, if it appears to come from the focus after reflection, it becomes parallel to the principal axis. Third rule, the incident ray appears to move towards the center of curvature, retraces its own path after reflection. Fourth rule, incident ray strikes the pole of the mirror. The reflected ray is such that it obeys the laws of reflection, that is angle I is equals to angle R. These are the rules for obtaining images from spherical mirrors. Now we have to draw the images when the object is kept at different position. Position of the object is represented by U and the image position by V. That you have to keep in mind that U is object distance, V is image distance. Different positions are there. First position when the object is kept at infinity. Then second position, the object beyond center of curvature, that is beyond C. Third one, when the object is at C, at center of curvature. Next position, when it is between C and F. It is between C and F. Then the object is at F. Then the last position, when the object is between F and pole of the mirror. Here F is focus, P is pole, and C is center of curvature. These are different position of object, 6 position of object when the object is placed in front of the concave mirror. Let us discuss it one by one. When the object is at infinity, as I told you that any of the 2 rules we have to use here to obtain the image. In the first case, the object is kept at infinity. The 2 parallel rays, they are coming from infinity. It passes through the focal plane and the image is observed at focus. It is real, inverted and highly diminished. U at infinity, U is object distance. U at infinity, V is at focus, and the characteristics of the image, it is real and inverted. Size is highly diminished, means very small in comparison with the object, smaller than the object, highly diminished. This is the first case. The second case, when the object is beyond C. You can see in the second diagram, the object is placed beyond C, beyond center of curvature. The first rule, incident ray parallel to the principal axis passing through the focus. And the third rule, when it passes through the center of curvature, it retraces its own path. The 2 reflected rays, they meet between C and F. So U is beyond C and V is between C and F. U is beyond C, V is between C and F, and the nature of the image is real, inverted, the size is diminished, smaller than the object. The third case, when the object is kept at C, at center of curvature. The rule here we are using, that is the ray parallel to the principal axis passing through the focus, and its reverse. When it passes through the focus, it becomes parallel. Any of the 2 rule, you can use the third rule also, you can use the fourth rule also here. You can use third as it is on C. You can use first, second rule together. You can use first and fourth rule also together. So when the object is at C, the image is also obtained at C. Nature is real and inverted. Size is equal to that of the object, same size that of the object. So you can observe that as we go nearer to the mirror, concave mirror, the size of the image goes on increasing. The fourth case, when the object is kept between C and F. When the object is kept between C and F, the image is formed beyond C. 2 rules are used here. And the image you can see real, inverted, magnified beyond C. Real, inverted, magnified means larger than the object, enlarged. Fifth case, when the object is kept at focus. You can see the object at focus. So here the rule, parallel to the principal axis passing through the focus, and the third rule, passing through the center of curvature and retraces. The reflected rays are parallel to each other. It means they will never meet or will meet at infinity. When the rays are parallel to each other, they will meet at infinity, and the nature is real and inverted and highly magnified. Size of the image is highly magnified. The last case is different here. The nature is different. The object is between focus and pole of the mirror, between F and P. The first rule and the third rule. Parallel, passing through the focus and center of curvature, rebounds, and from this left side, from the polished side, it becomes wider. So it will never meet from here. So from the narrow end, we just have to make a virtual ray so that the virtual image is observed at the non-reflecting side. So here the image is formed at non-reflecting side, and whenever we are getting image at non-reflecting side, it is virtual. So here in this case, the nature of the image is virtual and erect. Virtual image is always erect. Virtual and erect image magnified, larger than the object. Now you can see it in the tabular form. See, when the object is at infinity, image is at focus. It is highly diminished, real and inverted. When beyond C, it is between C and F. It is diminished. Nature is real and inverted. When the object is at C, the image is at C. The size is same that of object, real and inverted. When it is between C and F, it is beyond C. The image is beyond C, enlarged, real and inverted. When the object is at focus, the image is observed at infinity. It is highly magnified, real and inverted. And the last case, that is where we are getting the image virtual erect, that is when the object is between F and P and the position is behind the mirror, it is magnified, virtual and erect. So you just need to practice all these ray diagrams, okay, again and again. Practice these ray diagrams, read the rules also, and you can see in the table when the object is at infinity, image is at focus, and just reverse. When it is at focus, image is at infinity. When beyond C, U, then V is between F and C, and it's reverse. When U is between F and C, V is beyond C. When U is at C, image is at C. And the last case is different, that is when the U is between F and P, the image is behind the mirror. So you need to practice all these ray diagrams. Then comes the images formed by convex mirror. Convex mirror, a single natured image is formed, that is virtual, erect always. Wherever we put the object in front of the mirror, in front of the convex mirror, the image is always observed between F and P. Wherever we put the object in front of the convex mirror, the image is always formed between P and F. And when we take this object at infinity, the image is formed at focus. It will not cross focus. So when it is at infinity, it is at focus. The image is at focus. The nature is diminished, virtual and erect. Size is diminished and the nature is virtual and erect. So you can see the first case, when the object AB is kept in front of the convex mirror, the rule, incident ray parallel to the principal axis appears to come from focus. And the second rule, the incident ray appears to passing through the center of curvature, rebounds. Both of them appears to meet between P and F. It is upright, that is virtual and erect, diminished, smaller than object. So wherever we put the object, image is always between F and P. And see the second case, when the object is kept at infinity, the parallel rays are coming from infinity. The object is at infinity and the image is formed at focus, highly diminished, point size, virtual and erect. We can see that it is virtual and erect because it is at non-reflecting side. Whenever we are getting the image at non-reflecting side, it is virtual and erect, and when it is at reflecting side, it is real and inverted. So these diagrams you have to practice. Now the sign conventions of a spherical mirror. See, after practicing the ray diagrams, you should know about the sign conventions of a spherical mirror. It's having its applications in solving the numericals. To make it easier, numerical easier, you have to understand what is sign convention. For sign convention, every ray diagram should be thoroughly learned by you. Okay, so all the ray diagrams you have to go through that. Let us see the sign convention. See, whatever distances we are measuring from the pole of the mirror, it should be taken as the origin. The pole of the mirror is origin. Either we go towards left or right, the pole is taken as origin, initial point. Then all the distances measured in the direction of incident rays are taken as positive. Whatever distances we measured in the direction of incident ray, they are positive, and the distance we measure opposite to the direction of incident ray, they are taken as negative. Distances measured upward and perpendicular to the principal axis are taken as positive. Height upward, distance upward is positive. Distance measured downward and perpendicular to the principal axis are taken as negative. Height downward is taken as negative. So the distances we are measuring is focal length, radius of curvature, and the height of object, height of image, and also distances are u and v. U is object distance and v is image distance, and all the distance we have to measure from the pole as origin. Okay, so what are the distances here? U, v, f, r. What are the heights? Height of object, height of image. Now the mirror formula is 1 upon f is equals to 1 upon v plus 1 upon u. The derivation is not there in your syllabus. You have to learn the formula as 1 upon f is equals to 1 upon v plus 1 upon u, where f is focal length, v is image distance, and u is object distance. And linear magnification is the ratio of the height of the image to the height of the object. That is, m is equals to h dash upon h. H dash is height of image and h is height of object. You can also write it as h1, h2. So magnification is equals to height of image upon height of object, that is h dash upon h. In other terms, magnification is also equal to minus v upon u, where v is image distance and u is object distance. We are having two formulae, that is m equals to h dash upon h and m is equals to minus v upon u. Now this convex mirror is used as rear view mirror in vehicles, as shop security mirrors, etc. So that is all in this lecture, and keep learning. For the next time we will see the numericals of spherical mirror formula. Just go through this sign convention and the ray diagrams. Thank you.